Hello and welcome to the video for week 14. The playoffs are here. This is where it all happens. We will be deciding who wins the Flame, who wins the Bedazzled Football, who wins all the bragging rights, and of course the cash prize. A lot of games this week had huge implications for the playoffs, determined who made it and who did not. Going over the games this week. First one is meaningless. It's Team Phoenix at She Wants the Cox. I guess there's a lot of pride on the line in this one. Brother versus brother rivalry, that's cool. But Corbin had already been eliminated from the playoffs, and Noah had already made the playoffs and secured the second seed. So we have Team Phoenix getting the win. He beat him by 20, 137-17, mostly due to Josh Gordon's 38. But even aside from that, both teams still played really well. Noah, after a few weeks of bad play, was able to put up some good points for the first time in a while. He still lost 4 of 6 to close the season, which is troubling, but behind those totals, he should be pretty confident heading into the playoffs. Up next, we have the Velociraptors at the Kingdom. No real high scoring in this one. It was 94-76, but almost half of Jess's points came from Eric Decker with 41. 8 catches for 174 yards, and half of those 8 catches were touchdowns. So, huge day for Decker. And Jess was able to get his third win in a row. He made a really good push at the end of the season, but unfortunately was not able to make the playoffs. So maybe he'll be able to win the losers bracket, which he's in. I'm not, by the way. Next we have I'm a Snake at Peyton Manning and the Scrubs. Steven, after trying to spoil my season last week, was able to get a big win over Connor, eliminating him from the playoffs. Alshon Jeffrey with 36, Ben Tate with 28. Either Steven got really, really lucky, or maybe he's actually a genius at fantasy football, and it's just been trolling us this whole time. I don't really know. Connor lived up to his name, 32 points from Peyton Manning, and only 54 points from everyone else combined. So Connor manages to lose his second in a row and miss the playoffs by tiebreaker. So if he had won either one of those, he'd be in. But instead, the Bearded Reindeer were able to make it with their second straight win over the Staph Infections, 103-85. Close game. Both teams had pretty consistent scoring, but the difference maker in this one was the flex spot. DeMarco Murray over Hakeem Nicks, 27-3. If Murray had been the one scoring 3, or if Murray hadn't had his huge day, Tyler would not be in the playoffs. So DeMarco Murray scoring big for Tyler. I bet Corbin wishes he still had him and had made all those stupid trades. But he did, so he's out of the playoffs. Anyways, up next we have Team Tobin at Randy Moss's hands. I was able to get a big win, come out over Michael, hand him his second loss of the season, and advance to the playoffs. My team looked pretty good, above 15 from 4 players. And once Breeze gets back to his form, or when he's not playing the Seahawks, things are only going to get better. Jarrett Boykin scored 0, but I'm not too worried because I have plenty of other average players that I can sub in for him. Michael's team played decent, putting up 89, but Russell Wilson had a big day. His skill players underperformed by quite a bit. So those are the games. Up next we have the standings, the final regular season standings for the league. Gonna rush through 10 through 5 since they don't make the playoffs and do not count as full human beings. The subhuman category of the league is consisted of Cody Hill and Stephen Alcala with 10 and 9, no surprise. Team Phoenix with a huge drop after making the championship game last year, 8th. Then Britton Carter, Jess Francis, and Connor Washburn at 7, 6, and 5 respectively. Coming in at number 4, the lowest seeded playoff team, is Tyler Ballard. After winning 2 in a row to make the playoffs, a great push and putting up great scoring throughout the season. He was rewarded for his high scoring output with a tiebreaker over Connor. So yes, he might have lost a few games where he scored a lot of points, but those points still counted as he was able to beat out Connor for the playoffs. 3rd seed, Team Tobin. Based on record, not on points for, I would have lost a tiebreaker to either Tyler or Connor, but I was still able to get the win this week, getting me the 3rd seed. 2nd seed, we have Early season dynamite. She wants the Cox. After his hot start, he's cooled off quite a bit, getting all 4 of his losses in the past 6 weeks, continuing his cold streak, but he had some decent scoring output and his players looked pretty good. So he was able to make the 2 seed at 9-4. Only 1 game behind me, which, keep in mind, Noah's thinking that he's amazing. My team's been really not that great this year, and I'm only 1 game behind him. The team that is for real, I believe, is Randy Moss's hands. Michael Perez's team at 11-2. A massive winning streak in the middle of the season. Only snapped by a desperation Team Tobin trying to make the playoffs. The game didn't really matter much for him. He's still broken league records in every category, wins, points for. So congratulations to Michael on your regular season. We'll see if you can carry that through the playoffs. Now for the playoff matchups, we have Team Tobin at She Wants a Cox with a 3 versus 2 seed. These teams have an interesting matchup between the two of them because they're built so differently. At wide receiver, you see that both teams have really talented wide receivers. I have Calvin Johnson and Vincent Jackson. Noah has AJ Green and Brandon Marshall. So those two should score about equally, assuming they play up to their standards. The difference is the real strength of our teams is totally different. Noah's team is based on Adrian Peterson, the best player in fantasy. Adrian Peterson and Fred Jackson are both really good running backs, really consistent, and a good anchor for his team. My team, on the other hand, has really inconsistent running back play with injured Spiller and Le'Veon Bell. But my strength is all the miscellaneous positions. Quarterback, I got Drew Brees, top 3. Rob Gronkowski, the best tight end in fantasy right now. I've got a ton of players I can slot into the flex. Ray Rice, Mike Wallace, whatever. And so this matchup is basically going to be his running backs versus my tight end and quarterback. Whichever of those overperforms, or if his quarterback and tight end can step up, my running backs step up. Basically, it's just going to be miscellaneous versus running backs is the two strengths of our team. So we'll see which of those is stronger in this matchup. I'm predicting, because of the inconsistent play from Tony Gonzalez and Rashad Jennings, my team will get a narrow win. I think CJ Spiller's looking healthy, so if he's as good as he looked last week, he'll be able to pull me ahead and cancel out some of Peterson's massive point totals, getting me the win, advancing me to the championship for the second straight year. Obviously, I'm a little bit biased, but that's actually kind of what I think looking at this, so we'll see how it goes. The marquee matchup, this is featuring probably the 2 best teams in the league, is the Bearded Reindeer at Randy Moss's hands. Despite being 7-6, Tyler has, him and Michael have the 2 most balanced teams in the league. And they're really close. Russell Wilson and Phillip Rivers match up. Jamal Charles and Eddie Lacy for Tyler. McCoy and Stacy for Michael. Those 2, it's a toss-up between the 2. Demaryius Thomas and Torrey Smith and Deshaun Jackson and Antonio Brown for Michael. 2 really speed skill receivers that are close to the top of the league in overall scoring. Deshaun Jackson is 8th. Demaryius Thomas is 3rd. So both really good. Followed by 2 inconsistent but really high-scoring players, Antonio Brown and Torrey Smith. At the flex, you have DeMarco Murray and Noshawn Moreno. Both of those really close again. 49ers D, Chiefs D, really close. The difference maker in this one for me is the tight end spot. Michael's got Jimmy Graham. Tyler has Jared Cook. Jimmy Graham obviously is second best tight end in the league behind Rob Gronkowski right now. His scoring is just so much higher, like more than double what Jared Cook has. So I think in this one, Jimmy Graham's going to make the difference, and Michael Perez is going to advance to his first championship game, knocking out the first-year member upstart Tyler Ballard. And we'll see in the championship game, Randy Moss's hands at Team Tobin for the Flame. So that's the video. Thanks for watching. Corbin, you suck at fantasy football, and no one cares that you're going to get to high-five Rockets players, because I'm going to be getting to high-five the Flame for the next year after I win the league. Thank you.